Dear Grace, just going to read this part, then we'll go from there. These are notes. Dear Grace, I love the idea of Tabitha, but I'm finding it hard to find anything funny about it. I think the best thing to do is take it dark and read them out in monotone, talking about jokes. Or I'll talk about why I think AI could solve the issue of both psychological and addiction, which are both the same issue. Anyone with a mental health issue, or a drink or a pill away from addiction, and anyone who believes their only issue is some physical addiction, not some deep-seated issue in their past, present, or future, probably mistaken. In my opinion, the therapists, no matter what their qualifications are lacking data. From the patient. AI can solve this. I understand why a person may not want to talk to a computer, but if they did, they would realize the more they talk, the more either the AI or the data provided by the AI can help the professional. It's all about time. Psychology doesn't work when you tell problems to someone for an hour once a week. Wouldn't it be better to communicate your issues daily and then let the AI summarize your week for your doctor? I think that's a hell of an idea. I like this idea, because most people plan on what they want to say in any meeting, but then the conversation changes. They fail to express their intention. With AI listening, you can ensure you're giving your doctor your words, your thoughts, your feelings, all summarized by AI. And then I asked ChatGPT to find some reasons why people wouldn't want an AI. But if you think about it, just imagine what your phone could capture about your life, and if it was protected, how that could be submitted with your approval. You could reread it to whoever you think is going to help you. AI could just collect it on the phone and summarize and send, and it could do so much. Not just allowing the person to express their thoughts every day, just something safe. Although it's not someone safe, it is something safe. I asked ChatGPT, I said, what are some reasons why people wouldn't use an AI psychiatrist? One sec. Number one, lack of human connection. Some individuals may prefer the human touch and empathy that a real psychiatrist can provide rather than interacting with a machine. Okay? How often do they interact with their psychiatrist? And how uncomfortable are they with their psychiatrist? And how truthful are they with their psychiatrist? My questions. Trust issues. Trusting personal and sensitive information to an AI system might be challenging for some people due to concerns about data and privacy. Well, then you create a 5-minute video that shows why and how the data is completely protected. You know, maybe names are all redacted or changed or something. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of smart people out there can figure that part out. Limited understanding. AI may not fully understand the complexities of human emotions and experiences, lending to potential inaccurate or ineffective advice. I'm not necessarily saying AI is going to give the advice, but maybe the AI could give some advice and the psychiatrist could give some advice, and we'll see which works better. Or maybe the patient can take advice from multiple sources and decide themselves. Why does it have to be this one-on-one all the time? Or why only one idea? Because I tell you, psychiatrists don't exactly give you a plethora of options. Let's say, take a pill, get a brain scan, do CBT. That's about it. I'm pretty sure AI can do all that. Stigma. There could be a stigma associated with seeking mental health support from a machine rather than a human, leading to reluctance to use AI psychiatry services. Why would there be a stigma? And if everything is anonymous, like it would be at Tabitha, then you can't have a stigma because nobody else knows unless you tell them. So that's a dumb reason. Ethical concerns. There may be ethical concerns about relying solely on AI for mental health support, including issues related to bias, accountability, and the potential for misuse of personal data. Well, I've already covered the personal data. And as long as the person feels better, who gives a fuck? My logic. I asked ChatGPT for 5 more reasons. Emotional support. Some individuals may feel that AI lacks the ability to provide genuine emotional support and understanding, which they seek from human interactions. Agreed. But I'd also say a lot of people are very lonely. And sometimes the only interaction they have is with their psychiatrist or doctor or pharmacist or whoever. And the rest of the time they're just at home alone. So they're looking for companionship as much as anything else. And probably love. Like everybody else on the fucking planet. Cultural and linguistic differences. AI psychiatrists may not be equipped to understand and address the diverse cultural backgrounds and linguistic nuances of their users, leading to potential misunderstandings or insensitivity. Completely disagree. If anything, it's just the opposite. Canada's a melting pot of how many different cultures and languages. Yet the English doctor is going to figure it out. If they have no understanding of the person's religion, their background, the country they grew up in, the environment, and even though the person can explain all that to a psychiatrist, I think it's going to get lost in translation, especially if English isn't their first language. So I think a human would have more biases and make more mistakes than an AI, because at least an AI can go through tons of data. Just my opinion. Complexity of mental health issues. Mental health concerns often involve intricate, multifaceted factors that may require personalized, nuanced treatment plans and interventions that AI may struggle to provide effectively. Agreed. But the only reason the issues are complicated and multifaceted is because in most cases, before people ask for help, they try everything possible themselves to either fix whatever they want changed, or change whatever they want changed, or stop doing what they're doing, or start doing what they're not doing. It's all the same shit. It's all the same issue. And again, the more data the AI can provide, the better that could be used. Maybe it's not just one psychiatrist. Maybe it's 5 psychiatrists reviewing it, coming together with some ideas. Because let's face it, at some point, AI will be smarter than all of them. So either they can learn to use it now, or get fuck off and get new jobs. Number 4, lack of tailored approach. All AI psychiatrists may offer generalized advice or interventions that do not adequately address the unique needs of circumstances of each individual, leading to suboptimal outcomes. It's the opposite. They would be so tailored to the person. Because rather than the psychiatrist trying to label them and then drug them up, not only can it be tailored for their person, their age, their background, everything. It can also monitor. Noisy truck applause break. Lawn bowling guys are here again. What do you do in these long pauses, Grace? Anyway, preference for traditional methods. Some individuals may simply prefer traditional methods of seeking mental health support, such as face-to-face therapy. Preference for traditional methods. Some individuals may simply prefer traditional methods of seeking mental health support, such as face-to-face therapy sessions with a human psychiatrist due to familiarity or personal preference. Good, nobody's stopping them. By all means, continue using the system that's in place right now. That doesn't work. It's your choice. I think AI can do a better job, especially with monitoring things like even something as simple as the entire day. What's their medication? Did they take it on time? What did they eat? What time did they get up? Did they lie in bed all day or until noon like I do? Or did they get out of bed? Why do they lie in bed? And as much as I hate speaking out loud and would much rather type, I'll admit that the accuracy of the transcription that Substack provides is pretty close. It only misses a few words, and that's because I talk like this. However, it's just like when you get someone drunk and they start talking at you and start telling you stuff that you may not even want to hear, but it's because they're drunk or high or stoned or pilled up or whatever, that they feel either the need to tell you stuff, or at least me, or the desire. I don't know which it is. But all I know is intoxicated people are very easy to get the truth out of, especially if you know them. So if you know the sober person, and then you know the intoxicated person, which one of those is the real person? And which one do you want to treat? Or which one wants treatment? Vacuum boy is back. All right. We asked ChatGPT for how could AI assist doctors? Name 10 ways. Let's go through this, Grace. Diagnostics. AI-powered systems can analyze medical images such as X-rays and MRIs to help doctors detect abnormalities and diagnose conditions more accurately and quickly. Not only do I absolutely agree, might have to move, Grace. So not only can it analyze medical images such as X-rays and MRIs, if we did my plan and MRI'd or body scanned everyone once a year and provided AI with all that data, not only could it help detect it in the individual, anytime they find something out of the ordinary, what they could and should be doing is going back through all the scans and looking for other people. Just like that news article I read the other day about finding a new cell in the liver. Okay, so why aren't they testing and see who has that cell and who doesn't? And why the fuck did it take this long to find it? You'd have to imagine every cell out of every organ in the body has been looked at under a microscope. And now they're just finding this? Doesn't make sense. Personalized treatment plans. By analyzing patient data and medical literature, AI can suggest personalized treatment plans, including medication options, dosage recommendations, and potential side effects. I would say not only can AI do a better job of that, there's no way doctors have knowledge of every single possible prescription out there, or drug out there. They just can't. It's too many. So they just go with the ones they're used to prescribing. Or I don't know if they're still getting kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies. Then you prescribe that. But ultimately, they're just taking a guess. The pill may or may not help. How much of it is psychosomatic? Who knows? 50%, 100%, 10? Depends on the person, depends on the drug. Take a microdose of mushrooms, you might get a more of a psychosomatic effect. Take 10 grams, you'll feel it, guaranteed. Plus, as long as the data is secure, and I already mentioned this, people will be way more willing to be honest with an AI than they will a person. Sorry, I had to take a break there. Guy with his outdoor blower thing to get rid of every single leaf. Alright, so I think we left off with how AI can assist doctors in numerous ways. Okay, diagnostics, personal treatment plans. That's the one I'm after. Predictive analytics. AI algorithms can analyze large data sets to identify patterns and predict patient outcomes, helping doctors anticipate and prevent complications or disease progression. Which is a perfect example. Let's just go with depression. Probably the #1 psychiatry thing. So, dump that data into AI. Start with the old data. Every single doctor's note, MRI, X-ray, blah blah blah. Should be anonymized. Is that a word, Grace? Anonymized. If it isn't, it is now. And put into the system. If it's anonymous and it's from doctors, most people are going to consider that, legitimate. And it's also probably important to note that a good AI could detect if a human was lying or not. So even if someone did talking to their phone all day and made up a bunch of bullshit, the AI could probably sift through it. I mean, the AI can tell my tone just from my words without hearing the tone of my voice. So if it could hear the tone of my voice when I say fucking train, there would be additional information. As long as the person doesn't just happen to be a great actor and can just turn it on and off. Which I think is probably how great actors do it. Because they have the emotion in their voice that people believe. On the other hand, if someone was in psychosis or schizophrenic or believe they're being followed or whatever, or visual hallucinations especially, and they describe that to the AI because obviously their camera wouldn't pick it up. And you're to help narrow down for the patient what is reality and what is psychosis, assuming they understand it when they're in psychosis or I don't know what the schizophrenic state is, but whatever. Next, workflow optimization. AI-powered tools can automate administrative tasks such as medical transcription, appointment scheduling, and billing, allowing doctors to focus more time on patient care. Absolutely agree. Why the fuck do I have to call a doctor's office on the fucking phone in this day and age? If the entire system hasn't been fucking automated, it should be. Who wants a job scheduling appointments all day long? How could that be satisfying to anyone? I can't imagine it is. I'm very opinionated today, Grace. There's a cute little girl walking down the street to the park, but she's going so slow, I'm not sure they'll ever get here. Never mind the turning around. Guess they gave up. Alright. Telemedicine. AI-driven chatbots and virtual assistants can provide basic medical advice and triage patients, enabling remote consultations and expanding access to healthcare services. Drug discovery. AI algorithms can analyze biological data and chemical structures to identify potential drug candidates more efficiently, accelerating the discovery process and bringing new treatments to market faster. And then, once that drug's on the market, AI, with the help of the patients, can analyze the effectiveness and send that back to the doctor and to the pharmaceutical company. I'm not sure I can say that word, Grace. Add it to the list. Medical research. AI can analyze vast amounts of biomedical data to uncover insights into disease mechanisms, treatment efficacy, and population health trends, facilitating medical research and discovery. I think AI could just solve it all. And doctors can go find a new job. Or just all go into emergency care. Let me get a decibel meter on this phone. And then we'll check and see how those applause breaks are going. AI-powered wearable devices. Well, everyone carries a phone. A phone can tell you how far you've walked, how fast you've walked. A lot of different things, especially if you leave the audio and or video running for AI. Surgical assistants. Oh yeah, so yeah, the doctors can just go into the ER. Patient education. AI-driven educational platforms and virtual simulations can provide patients with information about their conditions, treatment options, and self-care strategies, empowering them to make informed decisions about their health. That's what ChatGPT thinks. If you think about it, a lot of the concept I started with a tablet that could be started right now without a physical building, just by collecting data and analyzing data. It wouldn't necessarily need to be video, it could just be stills. So imagine your phone takes a picture, whatever duration you want, every 5 seconds or every minute. Every minute your phone takes a picture, front and back camera, of everything it can see. Analyzes it, and then dumps it so there's space. Or if Elon Musk would just give everyone free Starlink, people could just have everything go up to their personalized, secure AI. Maybe this could be a dating app too, Grace. The AI monitors your entire day, all your internet usage, everything. Every site you go to, everything, how long you're on the page, how many times you watch the video, everything. And then, because some of that is private and personal, of course, and you wouldn't want to share. You shouldn't be forced to share. However, if it's anonymous, and I share my information, and you share your information, Grace, and the AI runs through it, and creates a compatibility report based on likes and interests, hobbies, maybe even sexual preference if you include your search history. And it could do all that anonymously. And it wouldn't be creating a report for the other person. It's simply the matchmaker. Which is what dating sites try and do. Well, because everybody lies and puts up fake photos. It only works that well. But what do I know? I'm sitting alone on a bench, so don't take any advice from me. Let's ask ChatGPT. Alright, I asked, how could AI make online dating better? 10 reasons. AI can improve online dating in various ways. Matchmaking algorithms. AI-powered matchmaking algorithms can analyze user preferences, behaviors, and compatibility factors to suggest more compatible matches, increasing the likelihood of personal connections. That was kind of obvious. Profile verification. AI can help verify the authenticity of user profiles by analyzing photos, social media accounts, and other data sources, reducing the prevalence of fake profiles and catfishing, plus saving the user a lot of time. Because that's the first thing you do. At least, first thing I do is Google search their photos, see what comes up. Personalized recommendations. AI algorithms can provide personalized recommendations for potential matches based on user preferences, past interactions, and feedback, enhancing the relevance and quality of matches. Conversation assistants. AI chatbots can assist users in initiating and maintaining conversations by providing conversation starters, suggesting topics of interest, and offering tips for effective communication. True, I guess. I need conversation enders, not starters. Image analysis. AI-powered image analysis tools can analyze profile photos for attractiveness, facial expressions, and other visual cues to help users make more informed decisions when swiping or browsing profiles. Long-term compatibility prediction, feedback and coaching. And the fun thing, too, is I keep saying AI, that we've had all this technology for a while. We've had the ability to create large databases for a long time and store vast amounts of information. But we didn't, because, in quotes, it's always been done that way. You want a doctor's appointment, use the phone. Maybe that's just my doctor, I don't know. But I don't go to him anymore anyway, so fuck that. Busy street today. Wouldn't it be nice if AI could give these doctors a little bit of math? Again, you have to imagine the data is there. Just use Canada as the example. Every single person in Canada has their data in the system. And at least the doctor could say, well, it looks like you have depression. And according to the system, or AI, this percentage of people have found relief with that. Here's another percentage that found relief with pills. You know, another percentage that went and lived in the mountains. Another percentage of people who just isolated themselves and figured out their own shit. percentage of people that died, killed themselves, and give the patient all that data. And sources to that data, sources to those stories. And AI is smart enough, it can rewrite to protect anyone's anonymity. Anonymity. Because the weird thing, is most people are probably basically happy to be alive. But I suspect a lot of us sense or a feeling that something isn't quite right. Either in their body, physical body, or their mind. Something seems incorrect, out of place, out of balance, whatever. It's not the mode of consciousness they want to be in. One day, I'm sure I'm going to see a dad get hit with a ball from these T-ball kids. Because they pitched that ball way too close to them. Is it funny or sad, Grace, when little kids cried leaving the park? I wonder if ChatGPT will see any humor in this one. Apparently it thinks I'm funny. Maybe that's what we can use AI for. Determining if people really are funny or not. Build that algorithm. Elon. Be right back. I'm downloading a decibel meter. Unfortunately, okay, AI could also prevent people from making mistakes, like downloading a decibel app and then realizing you can't run it because you're already recording on your phone. But luckily I have two phones, so here it goes. When I'm talking, it's about 75 decibels. And when I shut up, it goes down to about 60. When the train goes by, let's see. Really just in the 60s, so maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I'm the one with psychosis and need AI. The point I was trying to make, or am making, about AI, a lot of it, I think it's just understanding your own body. And understanding what each action does to your mental and physical, not necessarily well-being, but existence. It's all your choice, whatever you do. I personally, having been diagnosed with ADHD and given Adderall, I can tell you that I much prefer nicotine over Adderall. Nicotine doesn't give me the energy, but it still gives me the focus. The problem with Adderall is, even though they say if you have ADHD it doesn't give you energy, like they have some diagnostic medical way of determining ADHD, which they don't, because they don't use AI, because they're fucking idiots. And if you've been tired most of your life, and all of a sudden you get this pill that wakes you up, and helps you feel better, you're probably not going to tell your doctor how wired up you get on it, or how many hours a day you stay awake. And why would you? I'm gonna try and walk and talk. So the doctor's solution for ADHD was Adderall, or I forget what the other one's called. I took them both. And it works, but it doesn't. And not because I have any sort of physical difference that I could tell from anyone else. Or at least science, in quotes, can't find any differences. But they sure can come up with a lot of labels. Anyway, so for me, because my life is somewhat secure, I don't have to interact with anyone. And in fact, because I purposely don't interact with anyone, except for you, Grace. It helps me understand the base of who I am, so that when I take nicotine or THC or booze or whatever, I know it's going to affect me. And I know how much to take to get the desired effect. Because although focusing could definitely be a problem, and was definitely a problem all my life, now I understand partially why, or maybe completely why, I don't know. But I do know it's much easier for me to maintain the state of mind that I want to be in. With something like nicotine that I only use when I need it. Because quite frankly, it does allow me to focus. It does help with my memory quite a bit. Too much sometimes. And I'd rather not be in that state of mind. I don't need to remember everything in my life. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Ironically, that's exactly what I want AI to do, is remember everything in your life. For a couple of reasons. Aside from all the health issues and stuff we could solve with this data, there's the whole Alzheimer's or dementia issue, which, how many articles have I read in the last 29 days? It's almost one a day or more about dementia of some sort. And the more that's recorded, the more that the person could then play back their own life, or their own existence. Can't remember last time I had a conversation with a person. Yeah, I'll give you a summary, or pull it up on your interface and you can re-listen to it. And People think that's an invasion of privacy. Too bad. Moved to another country because Canada has single party permission. And people acted like they're being recorded 24/7. Much different interaction, much better. Sorry about the heavy breathing, Grace. Anyway. Anyway, to me, the nicotine thing actually makes more sense, because if you think about people my age, old people, we grew up in houses full of smoke. We drove in cars full of smoke. Our parents probably let us smoke in the car as we were coming home from the hospital. I suspect that happened many a time. And depending on how heavy everyone in the house smoked and how often you were surrounded by it, much of your developmental years would have been filled with secondhand smoke, which, surprise, surprise, still contains nicotine. And then I never smoked in my life until now. And now it's only when I want to, or when I feel like I need more focus. And even the way I'm speaking now, in this particular cadence, isn't necessarily how I do it in person, but since it's being recorded, and since I'm determined as fuck to eventually get on stage, I need to force myself to get the words out. And unfortunately, I don't think a little bit more nicotine is going to make any difference. That's a different issue. However, it is nice, like when earlier I was communicating about AI, it's nice when the ideas flow in. Normally when that happens, I'm typing them out. But the R key is royally fucked on my computer. I will have another keyboard. This is the better way to go. And gets me out of bed in the morning, or noon, or whatever. But what's the difference to anyone else in the world what the fuck time I get out of bed? Including the doctor. Although, to be fair, I would submit all the information. They're like, everything looks great except for you're fucking lazy and get out of bed at noon. That would be interesting, Grace. But I think that's close to 60 minutes. My pants are falling down. So I'm going to stop this. Pull my pants up. Talk to you tomorrow, Grace.